Beautiful August day, 2022. This is the Parade Green C that has just recently arrived, and we're getting to know it. It came in running on 7 cylinders. It had been stored for like a year and a half and needed some work. We put spark plugs in it. Also, we put on the Grady safety catch. If you've got a CD or E, you need that catch. So, you know how I say, boy, I always like working with good light. Turns out, it was no light at all that showed us the problem. Notes on the C heater box gasket needs to be replaced. Carb-to-carb fuel line is not correct, and that's really not how you want to fasten a pressure line.
I just noticed that.
We are looking now for a dead cylinder. By the way, this was going to need a new negative cable because apparently it got up into here and got chewed a little bit. It's still usable, but when I took the wire cover off, I noticed the pinch. It was right in here. And that was grounding out, causing my 7. So this is the car. I have washed it, but I haven't done anything with the chrome yet. One step at a time. Those are the goosenecks. I will put, I got a set of 62s that I will put on because they're so much easier to work with. While I'm running down a bunch of issues here, I have the goosenecks off and I've replaced them with the 62 or 58 or 59 style football air cleaners. You can see that it does not fit real well around the heater hose. But those goosenecks are so hard to work with that, you know, for time being, I have these. Notes to self, this was the blower housing off of the Parade Green. It had cracked. Somebody forgot to put the steel eyelets in here, which act as a standoff. That's the motor off of it. That's the motor off of the spare. And here is the spare housing. See the standoffs. Even though they still seem to have a bit of a warp to them. I recall seeing this hose available in the Gorse catalog. Look at that, see if you can do it. Then there was this piece of rubber that went from the heater box to the fan. And we're going to either need to make our own or get another. Doing a little work on the 57. I was missing the front bumper license plate bracket. Got one from John Fowley. And so there's that. And then we were working on the heater box. The original heater box, which is over here, was cracked. So had to get another one, and we took it out. And in between the heater box and the blower motor, there is a rubber filler gasket piece. Mine was in 100 pieces, so I took another piece of 1/16 inch thick neoprene and cut a piece, and then RTV'd it and zip tied it. And boy, I don't know, that's really a good way to do it. Except you have to put the fan motor in first, because there is not enough clearance to get it to fit. So, got to come back off, but we got half of it done. So here we have the blower motor reinstalled. This is the one where I put the blower motor housing, the housing on. I didn't have the motor. It turns out that the motor has to be on, because otherwise you can't install it with a hood hinge. So I took it back off and put the motor on, put the housing on. It's a little tricky because the screws, there you can see one of them. And then the other one is, you might be able to see, yep, there. And then the third one is about here. And it's difficult for access. But there's your motor back on. I was saying we were waiting for a part to come from Query, because in the Gore's catalog, it shows that this gasket, he used to make it. Well, Gary used to make it, Query doesn't make it. So you have to make your own. Happen to be looking at the negative battery terminal on the car. And you see something. It looks like probably the fan belt or generator belt got in there. Like that one's just way too deep, so we will go put another one on.